you've been training for years and months. It's not like suddenly by doing slightly less training, and having an injury or whatever, that you've actually gotten worse, right? And the worst thing you could do is go into this race with a little bit of fatigue and want more out of it. That's just the worst thing. That's just the worst feeling ever. Just feeling like you can't give it everything. And that's where a taper is really good, because that fatigue is just gone and you can give it everything.
Yeah. And that's where we need to be as endurance athletes. Like, it is a selfish sport, and we do, as much as we want to do it for everyone around us, and they do enjoy seeing us succeed and enjoy it, it is to get your personal fulfillment out of pushing your own physical and mental capabilities to their limit. And like what happened last year in the 100Ks that I did, I came third and did my best ever time, and I was disappointed at the finish. And I do not want that to I do not want to run a 100K.
Why were you disappointed though?
Well, I did 9 hours 17, and I wanted to do under 9 hours. And I was in second place, and I got overtaken over the last part into third, and it was all kind of like I wasn't focusing on what I wanted to get out of. I wanted a result and a time and an outcome. So, despite it being everything I could have wanted, especially in the conditions leading into it, like I'd been to China, my flight missed a flight, bought a new house, my car broke down, like considering everything that went on.
You mean so life got in the way?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right? That's standard.
I know. And same with this Achilles injury. Like, it never works out. It never goes well. But I stayed focused on like this outcome that was just completely arbitrary. And yeah, so there I am, like having run my best ever race over 100 kilometers, and I'm like upset. I do not want to feel like that again. Like, I was proud for sure and happy to have, completed, but in the back of my mind, I was like, well, you didn't even do what you set out to do. So,
so do you think, by focusing on your training and getting that dialed and focusing on that as your goal, do you think like you've already, feel like you got what you needed out of it in a way?
Out of what?
Out of, the whole thing that you're doing, your training and your racing. Do you feel like you have maybe a small victory just by doing everything right along the way?
Yes, 100%. Like, last night I weighed myself, because that's sort of, I want to race at a certain weight, and I know just eating well.
No chocolate.
Yeah. And for me, I weighed 73.7 kgs, which is pretty much the lightest I've ever been. Like, and my weight range has shifted into the racing weight, 74 to 76 kgs, a little bit lighter last night. And I feel amazing. I'm running well. And it's like, this is it. Like, I don't even need to do anything more. Like, I've won.
Yeah.
So
the
now,
boys are on.
Now I get to do the race. I get to find out what it is that is going to slow me down. Like, how fast can I go? I don't know. I'm not going to put any limits on it. I'm just going to set out my sort of parameters for having a good race. Nutrition, spend all that added extra time that I would normally spend training or being super tired, on figuring out, what's available at each aid station, what's the weather going to be like, what kit do I need. You can check that video out. and everything like that. And it's just got me so excited to find out what I've got, rather than sort of dreading the challenge I've set for myself when you have an outcome driven sort of expectation and just continuously second guessing yourself. Like, if you have no outcome, all you want is to get the best out of yourself, you kind of can't lose.